What's going on, YouTube? And in today's video, we are going to be talking about some of the new cards that have been revealed, more so in the OP11 format, and what we have to look forward to. So let's go ahead and get right into it. It looks like we have a purple, looks like for Neco Robin, non-straw hat, a giant ogre former Navy. This is an on play. If your leader is Neco Robin and you have 7 or more Dawn cards on the field, draw 2 cards. Activate this card's main is its trigger, or activate this card's on play effect is its trigger. So this is going to be really good for Neco Robin as a pitch option and as a trigger option. So the reason why this card looks so good is because it is a simple draw 2. On play, draw 2 is very powerful, especially if you have 7 Dawn in play already. All you got to do is just plop this guy down to just get 2 cards. Not only does he replace himself, but he pluses you 1, and his trigger is incredible. All Neco Robin needs now is something to go ahead and say, go ahead and top deck this, and you can go ahead and just doo-doo all over your opponent for a free draw 2, even if you have 7 Dawn. So really good stuff. If your leader is Neco Robin, really good for Neco Robin. Going to speed up Neco Robin, making her just a little bit stronger. I think people underestimate the trigger aspect of her ability and using some of the cards that have trigger for her effect to go ahead and get that effect off. If you don't have any dead cards in your hand, we have a leader that says go ahead and pitch trigger, so you can pitch those dead trigger cards to go ahead and get that leader ability off. But we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one. This is Mama Mash. It looks like a purple event for Emperor's Big Bomb Pirates. This is a main. Declare a cost of your choosing and reveal one of the top cards of your opponent's deck. If the revealed card has the cost of the declared, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 8 or less. This is a 6 cost event, which has a trigger of add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and set it as active. This card is doo-doo. In my personal opinion, I do not think that this is a good one. I think that you can go a whole nother couple of different routes instead of this card. A 6 cost event that does get rid of 8 cost does sound really cool for when you look at what it does and what you got to do to get to where you want to get to. And this seems very costly. I don't see people playing this, but then again, I could be wrong. This card could turn out to be the absolute buns and guns, or it could be absolutely amazing. We are going to have to find out when we get there. I personally don't think it's it, though. Moving on to the next one. What in the frickin' fling flam is this looking thing? Alright, so we have a black character. Alright, I'm not going to try and butcher these names. I'm not going to embarrass myself, so I'm going to go ahead and call this a black character. It's a 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1,000 counter, Wano country. Kuzuki clan, so obviously just, Wano and, the whatever that clan or family or archetype is. But moving forward, it is an on-play add up to 1 card with a smile type with a cost of 5 or less from your trash to your hand. I don't think we got anything in black and smile, so I don't think that's going to see any kind of relevance or play anytime soon, but I think so in the future. This is probably one of those cards that just helps the deck go off because of its insane ability to on play add up to 1 smile card with a cost of 5 or less from the trash. Again, right now that doesn't seem like much or very powerful, but I'm pretty sure in some later on Wano or smile or whatever kind of decks are going to come out in black, that's going to be a pretty good leader. Moving forward, we have a good old Barso in red, and this is a 3 cost, 3,000, 1,000 power counter film Navy type blocker. Good old Barso coming in for the blocker clutch, and it says you may rest this character up to one of your Navy type leaders or characters can attack active characters during this turn. Continuing with the theme that we are trying to get away from black being the color that pops, but instead just rams into you, which is apparently the goal in which we're trying to get into. Instead of having to use card effects to just go ahead and smack your characters off the board, we're literally just going to start smacking characters off of the board. So that's what Kobe's influence is. He just got that fist up. He's just going to start punching the shamrock shake out of you. Moving forward, we have a Ishilili, whatever, green character, 2 cost, 8/0 power, 1,000 merfolk fish family. This is a once per turn your opponent on your opponent's attack. You may rest 1 Dawn. This card you may rest 1 Dawn card and this character. Give up to one of your leaders or characters 1,000 power during this turn. That does seem interesting. On your opponent's attack, you get to rest 1 Dawn and this card. So this and that card. So they get 1,000. It's better off as counter in your hand. Yeah, it's definitely better off as counter in your hand. It's not even got a surprise element or factor to it. I mean, like, I guess. I mean, if you want to if you want, I guess if it's a pseudo body, it becomes a pseudo blocker because as soon as you use the effect to boost your leader by 1,000, it boosts it for the turn. So it is for the turn. So okay, so you do get the boost for the turn, which does make it a pseudo blocker in essence, and does give you the 1,000 counter. So that is pretty good. So I mean, it's decent. It's okay. It's not like, off the walls, but, it's pretty good. I mean, we'll have to see it in practicality and play. I think it might be a little bit better when I'm giving it credit for it because, you tap it on if you got 3 Dawn, and if you're going first and your opponent obviously didn't establish a creature, if they didn't establish a creature on their first turn, going second, and you play this, and then you use the effect to boost your leader to get out of a swing, and then they're unable to KO this because they had to go for leader instead of this, then yeah, I can see that being very strong. But then protecting this is going to be your issue. I think there was another card announced that said you can restand characters, and so this might fall into that threshold of being able to be restand. We have a red character, Ein. This is a 3-cost, 4,000, 1,000 power film Navy type. Neo Navy type that says on play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power for the turn, then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a power of 0 or less. That's actually pretty strong if we're going for the reduction pop aspect of things. I think this is going to be another one of those cards that you can play in decks like Sanji to go ahead and start reducing power and KOing cards for a bit more control. But it's just a control variant in Sanji and something that I was coming up and something I was playing around with, but something you guys can get interested into in a little bit later of the times. But anyway, we are in fact moving forward. And going forward, we're looking at the next card, which is... Blue character, 3-cost, 4,000 power, 2,000 counter, Fire Tank Pirates. When attacking, you may discard 1 card with Fire Tank Pirates from your hand. Return 1 character with the cost of 1 or less. Return 1 character with the cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck or hand. Well, I don't see this seeing any play because, again, I don't see what the heck you would mix this with. Again, this would have to come out with some sort of blue reduction deck or some sort of blue reduction something or something of that nature that's going to have blue and some reduction in it. Something like that. I'm going to have to cut the video short because I got to break these things down into segments so that I can upload them for you guys properly. So we're going to see you in the next one.